Today we're going to create a 3D sun catcher. This one's going to stand. It is a tree, perfect for Christmas or just displaying if you like trees. And I'm going to show you how we're going to make this stand up. So first of all, there's a part A and a part B. There's a left side and a right side, and we're going to attach them to each other once we get done with this craft. So these are wood cutouts that we cut on our laser machines, and you will start by painting them whatever color of your choice. I chose black for my outline, and then you're going to do front and back. And now this is called paper transfer tape. It is sticky. It has a sticky back to it. It's mostly used for like vinyl and crafting like that, but we're going to use it to put onto the back of this wood cutout to hold in all of our glass and resin. And I'm just using a piece of scrap wood to use this like a brayer to apply that sticky back. Now this is crushed glass. We have this available as well. And we are using Treetop, Ivy Breeze, glass slipper, and that is golden honey. And I'm just mixing them in a bowl together to create this really pretty color variation of the glass. Now I'm transferring this to a silicone cup because it's easier to hold because those Dollar Tree bowls don't bend at all, and I did not want to make a mess. So I just poured all the glass, as you see, it's super easy, into all the openings, and I'm using my finger to push it around to make sure that it's smoothed out and kind of right up to level where the wood cutout is. And I'm filling in the whole thing. All the openings are going to be filled in with that crushed glass. And if you want to add different, more of the darker green, you can do this in a pink, you can do a red, you could do pretty much any colored tree. I think that would be so cool to do different colored trees. And then you could put a light to make it, shine behind it after it's assembled. So the next part before we get started is going to be resin. So before we glue this together, we're going to fill this in with resin and we're going to let this cure, okay? So I'm using KHKD resin. I really like it, and I'm mixing it into this cup here, and I put in part B first and then part A, and then I'm mixing it until there's no swirls and it is crystal clear. You're going to follow the directions on the, manufacturer of whatever resin that you choose to use. So I'm just using this blue silicone stir and then this cup, and then you just drizzle the resin into the openings. It will self-level, and then just go opening by opening and put in that resin and let it settle into the glass, because you don't want to over pour. So once you kind of get through putting in the resin into each section, you're going to see where it's kind of settled and where you might need to add a little bit more. And then I do like to use a paintbrush to coat my wood outline with the resin. I just feel like it looks better for me, but again, that's a matter of preference. If you don't want the wood to be coated, just make sure you only get the resin into the openings. Now I'm just using this tool that I got from the Dollar Tree to make sure I've got all my little corners, because sometimes that glass will move around when you apply the resin. And then we're going to let this cure for about 6 to 8 hours before we pull off the back. Now there's me using that paintbrush to apply the resin to the outline. Again, I love that look. Don't let the resin run off the edge, because once it starts to run off the edge, it can make a big mess. And then, like I said, just let this cure. And then we're going to pull off that back. So here's what it looks like. Looks really good. And I do these videos live, by the way, in case you were wondering. It's just easier for me to edit these down, but I do these live. Now here's me pulling off that backer, and now I've got my part A, or left side or right side, and part B. Now that paper transfer tape comes off really easy, and it doesn't leave a sticky residue. Now I'm using this glue called Stick Fast Thick, and I'm going to sand down this area so that it will adhere to the other side. And we're just going to glue this together and let it the glue cure, and so it will stand up. You can use resin for this, but I feel like the Stick Fast works pretty good. Make sure that you get off all the dust, and then I put on a generous amount of that Stick Fast, and I just held it until it was stuck. And when I say this stuff sticks fast, it really does. So this is just me getting the angle right to make sure it's going to stand, and I just kind of let it sit there. And it doesn't take very long. And just make sure that it's good. And then once it's done, you have your project, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. If you're interested in getting any of these wood cutouts or crushed glass, please see the information in the comments below. I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope this tutorial was really helpful, and I really love this craft. I think it's so beautiful. Can you imagine that in other colors? It's just so pretty. But be really gentle with this, because Stick Fast is, it's glue, it's super glue, it does stick, but it could come apart and you may have to put it back together again. But thank you so much for watching. Follow me for more, and have a great day.